Canada's jaw-dropping landscapes. Canada from the skies. Thanks to its enormous landmass that stretches from the US border to the Arctic Circle, Canada is a country of extraordinary wonder. With coasts bordering 3 oceans, multiple mountain ranges, dense forests, shining cities and harsh Arctic tundra, every corner of Canada offers its own unique view. Emerald Lake, Yukon. Located near the Alaska/Yukon border, Emerald Lake's brilliant green color comes from the sun reflecting off deposits of marl, clay, and calcium, left thousands of years ago by ancient glaciers. Miles Canyon, Yukon. Created by a preglacial lava spread, Miles Canyon is one of the most beautiful spots along the Yukon River, thanks to its cool, clear, turquoise waters. The canyon is quite close to the city of Whitehorse and was part of a major historic thoroughfare during the Gold Rush. Chesterman Beach, Tofino, British Columbia. The community of Tofino, which sits on the west coast of Vancouver Island, is famous for its wild waves, attracting both surfers and wintertime storm watchers. Chesterman is one of the most popular beaches in the area because of its long stretches of sand and proximity to the luxurious Wickaninnish Inn. Heiligway, British Columbia. Often referred to as the edge of the world, Heiligway is one of Canada's most extraordinary slices of coastal wilderness. The chain of islands is home to the Haida people, making it as rich with indigenous culture and history as it is in wildlife and lush skyscraping trees. Fraser River Delta, British Columbia. British Columbia's Fraser River drains from the coast mountains into the Strait of Georgia before heading out into the Great Pacific Ocean. The soil at the mouth of the delta is rich with silt that's been washed down from the mountains, making for a distinctive ecosystem at the western edge of Canada's mainland. Alexandra Falls, Northwest Territories. South Nahani River, Northwest Territories. Surrounded by deep forests, jagged mountains and dramatic canyons, the South Nahani River is a paradise for adventurous paddlers and nature lovers. The river cuts through Nahani National Park Reserve, a spectacular protected area west of the city of Yellowknife. Farmers' Fields, Saskatchewan. With its sea of flat prairie land as far as the eye can see, Saskatchewan is the breadbasket of Canada. The yellow canola fields are responsible for the province's signature landscape shots, but Saskatchewan is also a major global producer of other essential crops like lentils, peas, oats, and durum wheat. Toronto, Ontario. The downtown of Canada's largest city sits gleaming on the shore of Lake Ontario, a lake so large that it looks like an ocean as one stands on its shores. As the country's financial hub, downtown Toronto has more than its fair share of skyscrapers, the most famous of which is the CN Tower. Standing at 1,815 feet, 553 m, the tower held the title of the world's tallest freestanding structure from 1976 to 2007. Niagara Falls, Ontario. The most famous waterfalls in the world sit right on the US-Canada border, but the Canadian side of the line is by far the best place to see Niagara Falls' outstanding Horseshoe Falls, even though a slice of Horseshoe technically falls within New York State. In addition to thrilling onlookers, the falls also act as an important source of hydroelectric power. Parliament Hill, Ottawa, Ontario. The home of Canada's government sits on the Ontario side of the Ottawa River, but it's perhaps best viewed from Gatineau, Quebec on the other side of the water. Either way, the Parliament buildings are an impressive example of Gothic Revival architecture. The buildings are currently undergoing a major $1 billion renovation that's not expected to be completed until at least 2028. Montreal, Quebec. Montreal is Quebec's largest city and one of the most beautiful and culturally vibrant metropolitan areas in all of Canada. The Montreal Biosphere, pictured here, at Parc Jean-Drapeau on St. Helens Island is housed in the former American Pavilion from Expo 67. It's now an interactive environmental museum. Campobello Island, New Brunswick. Campobello Island is an inhabited island in the Bay of Fundy near the border of Maine that typically attracts more American visitors than Canadians. It's actually connected to Lubec, Maine via the Franklin Delano Roosevelt Bridge and is only accessible to the rest of New Brunswick via ferry. The island is full of recreational activities and is dotted with charming historic lighthouses. Aspie Bay, Nova Scotia. Cape Breton's Cabot Trail is one of the most scenic drives in all of Canada. Aspie Bay is located just off the trail on the northern tip of the island, which sits just north of the main part of Nova Scotia. It's a rugged spot right on the Atlantic Ocean, but the area is also known for its harbor inlets surrounded by mile upon mile of sandy beaches. Peggys Cove, Nova Scotia. The lighthouse at Peggys Cove isn't the only one in Nova Scotia by any measure, but it is probably the most famous. The seaside town is in Margaret's Bay on the east coast of Nova Scotia, just south of Halifax. The quaintness of the community and the drama of the waves hitting the rocks near the lighthouse have made the cove one of the most popular tourist attractions in Atlantic Canada.